the St. Mark Sports Center. My name is Taylor Haynes. I'll be your host today, and it's a very exciting day in the world of sports. We're going to get right down to the live announcement of the draw, Selection Tuesday. And we will take you there live, Selection Tuesday, right now with our very own sports reporter. Thanks, Taylor. And welcome to Selection Tuesday. The way it's going to work is we're going to break up the 16 teams into two 8-team conferences, the King Conference and the Dobson Conference. The King Conference will have 8 teams headlined by Jay and Robbie's team 10-11. The Dobson Conference will have 8 teams as well, headlined by TNT Trenton Taylor. So the way it's going to work is we're just going to go down the list, starting in the King Conference with the first matchup, which will be Jay and Robbie and to be announced, and then we'll just work our way down. So, without further ado, let's get started. So playing Jay and Robbie 10-11 in the first matchup will be Tia Scott and Forever Young. The next matchup will include Gibbs and Nick against Garrett and Mike, 2 unnamed teams. Please get your names in. There's not much time left. The next matchup will be Julie and Megan and the Bad News Beers against Imogene and Sydney, McGusta. The final matchup in the King Conference will be Stu and Cam and the Broad Street Bullies taking on Tony and Ed and the Baconators. Some pretty intense first round matchups in the King Conference. Now we're going to go to who is playing TNT Trenton Taylor in the first matchup of the Dobson Conference. So the first game will be TNT versus Kelsey and Lauren. The next matchup will be started by Melissa and Bailey against Rachel and Colleen, Team French Kitty. The next matchup will be Sean and Brian and Beaverly Boys taking on Travis and Amy in the High School Musical. Probably some good costumes there. Daniel and Eric will be in the final matchup, the A-Dubs, taking on Robin and Steph, the Alcoholics. So there you have it. That's the opening draw of the 16-team tournament. Thanks for watching Selection Tuesday. So there you have it. The draw is set. However, there is a 17th team, Paige and Alicia. Now, how are we going to decide who has to play that extra game against Paige and Alicia? We'll have a random draw which will be correlated to a team number that we just drew. So, without further ado, and a special guest for the show, we have brought in all the way from the capital of Panem, Effie Trinket, to announce the unlucky winner of this extra game.
Thanks, Taylor, and may the odds be ever in your favor. Team 3.
Thanks, Effie. Gibbs and Nick, unfortunately, you are the unlucky team. They'll have to play Paige and Alicia in the play-in game to get into the 16-team tournament. Remember, the tournament kicks off at 10 o'clock Eastern Time, 7 o'clock Pacific, live on St. Mark Sports Center. Now, we have a special guest tonight who's going to talk a little bit about the first-round matchup that he just found out about. That's Jay Hamburg of 10-11. Jay, you just found out that you're going to face off against Tia and Scott. How do you feel about that matchup, and is there any strategy that you think you can implement against them?
I don't know what to do.
Thanks, Jay. I guess you did just find out about it 2 seconds ago. Well, that's all the time we have for today's program. My name's Taylor Haynes, and I'd like to take this time to remind you that drinking and driving is not cool. Have a planned ride home or take a cab at the end of the night. We don't need you taking any chances with the law or with your lives, and we'd like you to arrive alive. See you there, April 20th, sundown, Reno 2012.